What up, famitos? Hey, it's Monday. It's Monday. Fam, look, let's go. We got to get into this. Look, it's so crazy I have to write some stuff down. But before we get into the list of things that I wrote down, let me just give you my idea on what's happening, okay? Now, fam, the honeymoon is over. The honeymoon is over. The marriage, the separation is taking place. The husband and wife are no longer sleeping in the same bedroom. They can no longer stand to talk to each other. And that is where we are at right now. The honeymoon is over. Things are about to get bad. I told y'all last week that we're crossing, the paradigm is changing, fam. And it's moving away from, it's us and it's them. And we are still waiting for them to do right by us. Quietly, patiently, hoping that they will come back and do what they said they were going to do. Government. While they are full steam ahead, they don't give a damn about us, what we want, what we think. They have their bunkers. They have their survival plans in place. They do not give a damn about us. And look, initially they had to pat us on the behind and say, it's okay. We got your back. Don't worry. We got you. Everything that we're doing is for your betterment. Seriously. ICE? I don't even know what ICE's purpose was at this point in the game. Other than the fact that they will be the police for the shift WROL energy lockdowns, which are coming. Still, I try to be a logical human being. I try to be logical. I try to be rational because I know if I come to somebody and I just start talking some old crazy BS off the cuff that's contradictory and it just sounds crazy, I know that they're not going to take me serious. That is what the government, particularly this administration, is doing to us, and people are accepting this BS. They're accepting it. None of it makes sense. Let's get into the list of the things that I got. And look, y'all, look. I have to say it. I got to put it out there, right? If you rock with me, you do. If you don't, it's okay. We can agree to disagree, but I'm telling y'all, if Trump is not the Antichrist, oh, I know, I'm hurting feelings. If he is not the Antichrist, he is the person who is setting up the beast system for the Antichrist. Damn. I know that sounds crazy, but just follow me. Look, how many of y'all seen the picture now? How many of y'all seen the picture? The Truth Social picture. Truth Social, hey, they're letting it all out on Truth Social. Truth Social is unfiltered and telling you exactly what is in his mind. Did you see the picture? With him in the garb, with the angels behind him, touching the person's forehead, healing them with fighter jets and the Statue of Liberty. The Savior. I've never seen a president put a picture of themselves up like that. And you read the comments of some of the videos and they say, oh, it's blasphemous. What is it? What is this? Fam, we were bumping heads with the Pope. Now, I know Catholicism, now we're bumping heads with the Pope. A man who is simply saying that the Iranian war is unjust, that war should not be fought this way. And instead of having a conversation with the Pope and with the leader of Catholicism and try to get an understanding to appease the people, we just all together say we don't roll with them. We don't like them. Bam. All right, come on. Who else? Okay, so that was the picture. Who else caught the other Truth Social post about the greatest reset ever? I didn't really know what that was about. Dabo was like, what is this all about? I didn't know what it was all about. But now I'm starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together. The greatest reset. And I spent some time yesterday just listening and watching. Our economy is changing. It's going from the dollar to a digital cryptocurrency. It is. But what they let out yesterday was that the primary reason for crypto isn't because it's the Bitcoin, isn't because it's tokenized, the transactions move so much faster. It isn't because it's more efficient. It isn't because you can carry a wallet on a chip that they're going to give you and you have it with. No, it is because AI is going to require money now. It's going to require money to make transactions with biological entities, with people. And it's going to require crypto. So the Greatest Reset, fam, along with the Greatest Reset, I think they're going to collapse the dollar. I'm going to say that one more time. I think that they're about to collapse the dollar. Why do you say that, Josh? Fam, you can't have me bullshit and tell me it smells good and expect for me to like it. You can't. So Iran's whole war thing was to close the Strait of Hormuz and run global fuel prices up. Iran wanted us to see $200 a barrel here in the United States, which would absolutely collapse the global economy. At least us. It would collapse it. So, how in the hell do we have ceasefire talks, and then we come back with this big, beautiful idea that we will blockade the Strait of Hormuz, which is exactly what Iran is doing. It is a collapsing. Listen, greatest, strongest military ever, but we cannot. There's nothing we can do with the Strait of Hormuz, fam. We can't force it open. I think they said there's 12 mines, supposedly 12 mines in it. The reason that the ships won't chance going through is because, one, they might get shot down, but two, the insurance won't cover those cargo containers to go through, knowing that there are mines there. It's a money thing. So we're gonna blockade it. That doesn't even make sense, because last week Trump was screaming, and I'm sorry, y'all, cover your ears, but open the strait, you fucking bastards, or we'll blow up your entire civilization. And now, after we've had time to rearm, we're sitting back and we're saying, you know what? We're going to blockade it. It is because our government has accepted the collapse of the dollar. It's time, fam. 2030 is right around the corner. I know I sound crazy, but and who else caught the post of Trump saying, yeah, gas prices probably will go up. They probably will rise. It's not my concern. I've heard that sentiment from 5 people over the weekend, from generals. Yeah. We military generals. We got to do this. We got to go in. We got to do this. We got to hit them hard. We got to take this out. And he said, yeah, the American people need to understand that gas prices will go up for a short period of time. That is a beautiful tiny home. I'm looking at this huge semi delivering this tiny home. Off grid, was it Robin? Off grid, tiny home. It is the place to be, fam. Okay, let's keep it moving. All right. So the blockade doesn't make sense. We're basically saying that we're going to cut off. And look, for my people, I'll pay attention to my people that's gonna say, well, no, Josh, you gotta look at it this way. We got all these empty cargo containers lining up to get oil from the United States, and we're gonna start to make millions. Well, how well has that worked out for you? How well did the tariffs work out for you? Huh? How you liking these gas prices? How you liking these super cheap grocery prices? How you liking the car prices that are down so low anyone can go out and purchase a car? How are you liking these interest rates? How are you liking the simple fact that people cannot afford to live? And you mean to tell me we're about to get rich selling oil to other countries when there's a global shortage? Come on, fam. Come on. At some point, we got to wake up. They collapsing the system. Don't let them feed you BS and tell you that it smells good and it tastes good. I know that's bad, but And then I'm going to tell you what else the blockade is going to do. Listen, they are prepared. Their bunkers, their underground bunkers and cities are filled to the maximum. They are prepared to dip on us. China gets 90% of everything from the Middle East. China. Supposedly, China was sending some mediocre armaments to Iran. Trump's like, they better not be. They better not be, or it's going to be a problem. 2030, fam. It's 2026. We have to go through a year and a half to 2 to 3 years of shift in WOL to bring the American people to their knees, to bring us to our knees. They need to starve off the people on medications, the people on dialysis, the people who are not producers. They want them gone. They don't care about Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, because it's all going away. It will be UBI, Universal Basic Income, under the beast system, digital cryptocurrency, automatic draft registration in December. Fam, y'all got to see what's happening. We're here. 2030. What else I got? Okay, the honeymoon's over. They got their power, fam. We gave them their power, and they're not going to relinquish it. They are not going to give it back. Listen, the honeymoon is over. The gloves are coming off. Joe Rogan, not rolling with MAGA. Alex Jones, no MAGA. Candace Owens, no MAGA. Tucker Carlson, no MAGA. The Pope, no MAGA. The list, Bondi, the list goes on. And I'm going to be honest with you, at some point, the promised land ain't going to roll with T-Man. I was listening to a podcast, and the dude was saying, who are our allies right now? If we do mix it up with China by blockading China's ships, who's our allies? If we do have to get into a kinetic war with Russia, China, and North Korea, who are our allies? Israel. That's it. We done pissed everybody off. Australia's dead in the water. They're dealing with climate lockdowns, which are coming our way. Definitely now. The blockade is supposed to start, I guess, either 9 or 10 o'clock this morning, which is either right now or in the next hour. That's when the blockade starts. The markets will do what the markets are going to do. Look, the markets were being manipulated. The 2-week break, 48 hours, give it till Tuesday. Man, those people made so much money. But now that it is a definitive, that's how I know the honeymoon's over. The gloves are off, because we're doing a blockade in order to tell the American people, and we're still just chilling. Like, it's okay. Yeah, screw us. We should be in the streets saying, no, we aren't doing a blockade, because it will F up our way of life. And because that's not happening, that's why I have so many freedom seeds and so many freedom seed senders, and that's why I have so much propane saved up, and freeze dry food, and all the preparedness stuff, the plates and the kits, because people aren't willing to stand up. And that's all I got. That should be plenty. That should be plenty to let you know that we're here. The honeymoon's off, fam. And if you want to know, seriously, I always say this, but I work with a lot of different people, fam. I work with a lot of different people, different races, different ages, different economic stages in life. Some super rich, some super poor. I work with all different mentalities, ideas, religious beliefs, political views, and every now and then I'll run across like some really crazy people. Just the idea is just really crazy people. And this weekend I spent some time thinking, like, and it's mostly older people, but it's like, I take that back, but I'm like, I was like, babe, how do people get crazy like that? Like, how do they, like, reality almost isn't kind of sort of reality. And she said, they don't have people to talk to. They don't get out. They don't interact. So for years, for 10, 15 years, they have been in their head, reinforcing their own ideas with whatever social media, with whatever news, with whatever they get, and then it sticks, and then that is their new reality. And that is what has happened to us with the advent of social media and the internet. Remember, it was supposed to bring everybody together, and supposed to bring everybody together, and bring us closer, more connected, when in essence, it has isolated everybody. Fam, you got to understand how many podcasters, you got to understand how many influencers, how many content creators, how legacy media, mainstream media, you got to understand how much these people are being paid to point you into a particular idea, to make you jive with something, to make you believe something, to make you feel this way about something. And I talked about the power of the tongue and how politics could be witchcraft. Social media is doing it. The internet's doing it. Media is doing it. It's making people crazy. It's making us accept things that in reality we would never accept, like this blockade. Like Trump putting out pictures of him as Jesus, saving the world. Like the government telling us, so what, gas prices might go up. Doesn't concern me. We're accepting this way of life that we can't even afford. We're accepting a bullshit medical system. We're still paying taxes like crazy and we aren't getting anything, fam. 16 minutes, I'm out of here. Let me go on to work. 2030, prepare and plan accordingly. We're going to see what these markets going to do today. Moving forward, I think they're going to collapse the dollar. I don't think they care anymore. I think when things get too bad and we actually do start protesting and pissed off because of gas shortages, because of shortages in grocery stores, because of extremely high prices, once we start protesting and getting pissed and tearing stuff down and burning stuff, I think that's when they're just going to go to their bunkers. That's when they're going to go to the bunkers. That's when they're going to implement energy lockdowns. And that's when they're going to start having ICE lockdown, 2 cities here, 2 cities there. They'll have the curfews. Something will false flag. Something will probably escalate with the war. We'll probably declare de facto martial law. They'll halt elections. Your boy stays in power indefinitely. And we go into shift WROL. All right, love y'all, man. I do. I'm telling you, we got to find a way to stick together in this thing. Peace out, fam. I hope what I said makes some kind of sense to you. I hope it just doesn't sound like just crazy gibberish. Don't let them feed you bullshit and tell you to like it, fam, because that's what they're doing. Bye.